Good evening. Welcome to Burnlore Stadium. We've got two Jimmys up in the booth today, Jimmy Bloomfield, and I'm joined by Jimmy Spock for the first time today, so nice to have some help up here. And we've got OWU in town, Ohio Wesleyan out of the NCAC, 3-2-2 record for them. Capital coming in 3-2-1. Familiar opponent. We've played them pretty much every year going back to 2016 minus the COVID year, so a familiar non-conference game, kind of a nice litmus test for where this team is at this time of year. We got a few minutes before the national anthem and announcements of our starters. So, Jimmy, I'll turn it over to you. What's the lowdown on the matchup today?
Ohio Wesleyan is coming off a tough loss to the number 3 team in the country, Christopher Newport. They've played a really tough schedule, but overall, they, like you said, they are 3-2-2 and only allowed 5 goals. So they seem like a very defensive-based team. And Capital, with they're aggressive, and it's going to be interesting to see how this matchup plays out.
They've played, like I said, since 2016. They've gone back and forth, 4-3-1 advantage for Capital. And of the last 3 matchups, Ohio Wesleyan's had some trouble scoring, but they did get the win the last matchup between these two teams. So I expect a low-scoring game as well, like you said. Overall, over the whole history of this series, if you want to call it that, 8-7-2 overall in favor of Capital. They average 1.7 goals per game. But you look at some of these scores, and it's a lot of low-scoring games with the exception of the 2023 game. Capital won that one 4-0. But besides that one, the last 3 matchups, a 0-0 tie, a 1-0 win for OWU, and a 2-1 win for OWU. So I think a lot of the story today is going to be who scores first in this game.
Absolutely.
We will get to the starters, as I said, be announced here in just a few moments. Let's talk a little bit about Capital's last few games. We saw them last on September 7th. They traveled to Hope, and that game did not go well. 2-0 loss for Capital. They were outshot in that game 22-3. But they rebounded really well, got a win against Hanover the last time out. They scored in each half, and Ava Spurk and Taylor Duff, the 2 goal scorers. So that's a nice momentum moving into this one. And Bella Leonetti coming back as well. She's been out for the last 3 games. She's back in the lineup today, so nice little boost there as well. And we will cut down now to our public address as well. Actually, we have another minute or two here. So, let's talk a little bit about the momentum here for Capital. They've got 3 games left until conference play starts up in October. We're already cruising through September here. It's 3 NCAC schools, a pretty intense conference. Kenyon is up next, and then Denison as well, who's kind of the class of that conference, if you will. But this will be 3 tough games for Cap moving forward here, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. I see on these stats, too, Kenyon has not allowed a goal this year. So that should be very interesting game to watch.
And Denison, of course, won the NCAC last year. And OWU, this must be a defensive conference or something, because they've last year in 6 of their 8 conference games they didn't score. Now they had a lot of scoreless ties in that conference last year, but they didn't actually make the tournament. And this is a team that has a very big soccer tradition. Of course, Jay Martin on the men's side. Their soccer complex is named after him, a historic coach at the D3 level. Capital's old men's coach, Alan Yost, actually played for him as well. He's got a big coaching tree of former players and former coaches as well. But on the women's side, they play in the same building. And you mentioned it's grass versus turf, so that is a little bit of a change for OWU today as well. You play football. What's the difference of the movement playing on turf versus grass?
You can definitely expect the ball to bounce more on the turf, especially because it doesn't give as much as you would think so. But grass is it's a little bit slippery. It slips. You can slip a lot. And also the turf pellets also could be a pain as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this.
How do you quantify how big of a difference that is?
You really just got to – when you're a player, you understand how, you kind of understand how the ball bounces. It takes a couple minutes, but bouncing back and forth, because most teams use grass or turf fields now.
Sure.
So, this is old school. You see a lot of, old school teams play that old school style on grass. But, yeah.
We have both teams now making their way out to midfield, so we'll go down for our announcements of the starting lineups. Come back, we'll read them off as well in case you can't hear them too well, and we'll finish breaking down this matchup. First kick's coming up in about 3 minutes here from Burnlore Stadium. Stay with us.
Soccer game featuring the visiting Ohio Wesleyan battling Bishops and your Capital University Comets. Fans, let's meet tonight's starting lineups first for the visitors. Number 7, Jaslyn Brooker. Number 9, Avery Curtin. Number 14, Beatrice Douglas Arnold. Number 15, Kaya Warnkamp. Number 16, Paige Neal. Number 17, Tiffany Trin. Number 22, Ava Coletis. Number 23, Allie Dasek. Number 35, Isabel Trady Matson. Number 38, Ava Bruns. And the goalkeeper is number 19, Natalie Ryan. OU is led by head coach Pat Ferguson, assisted by Jim Wendling and Ashley Aldorf Segner. And now, the starting lineup for your Capital University Comets. At midfield, a sophomore from Dublin, number 8, Taylor Duff. At defense, a senior from Dublin, number 9, Maya Swearingen. At midfield, a freshman from Dublin, number 12, Sarah Kelly. At forward, a freshman from Tip City, number 16, Julie Sprague. At midfield, a sophomore from Marysville, number 18, Casey Duke. At defense, a sophomore from Troy, number 21, Kendra Kovacs. At defense, a freshman from Delaware, number 22, Elise Buckerfield. At defense, a senior from Gahanna, number 23, Taylor Markham. At defense, a sophomore from Westerville, number 24, Bella Leonetti. At midfield, a sophomore from Bellbrook, number 31, Ava Spark. And in goal for Capital is a senior from Dublin, number 0, Liv Alford. The head coach of the Comets is Matt Ogden in his 11th season, assisted by Megan Wharton-Dombrowski, Avery Hart, Nikki Cox, and Mario Suarez, and Gino Salinas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we invite you to rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
All right, welcome back up into the broadcast booth here at Bernlohr Stadium. Again, Jimmy Bloomfield and Jimmy Spock here with you today. OU's in town, 3-2-2 out of the NCAC. Capital coming in 3-2-1, fresh off a win over Hanover. The starters, if you missed them, for OU, it's going to be Jaslyn Brooker, Avery Curtin, Beatrice Douglas Arnold, Kaya Vorenkamp, Paige Neal, Tiffany Trin, Natalie Ryan, Ava Coletis, Haley Dasek, Izzy Trehan Matson, and Ava Burns. Head coach by Pat Ferguson in his 6th season. For the Comets, Liv is in net. Liv Alford, the senior out of Dublin Kaufman, the goalkeeper today. Joined by Taylor Duff, Maya Swearingen, Sarah Kelly, Julie Sprague, Casey Duke, Kendra Kovacs, Elise Buckerfield, Taylor Markham, Ava Spurk, and the big return of Bella Leonetti to the lineup. It's good to see her out there for this one. Capital is in their home white uniforms with the black shorts, the new ones for this season, and OU is the team in red to your right. Coach Ogden, of course, in his 11th season, leading this squad. And we are about ready for action. OU won the toss, so they're going to get the first kick of the night. And we're ready for an interesting one today. This team, OWU, plays tight with Capital over the last few years. Again, we mentioned that blowout score a couple years ago. But besides that one, these are usually low-scoring, close, competitive games. So that's kind of what we're expecting today, Jimmy. You want to bring in some of OWU's kind of key players to watch. Beatrice Douglas-Arnold, their freshman, is their leading scorer this season.
Yeah, she has 3 goals right now, and it seems like they have their ride really on 3 players as I pull up my stats here.
Alfred calling everybody off to get that ball that was, I don't know if that'll be credited as a shot, punched from about 30 yards away towards Liv.
Yeah, number 38, Ava Bruns, currently has 2 goals on the season with 1 assist. Jaslyn Brooker and Bailey Hawkins also are on the score sheet.
And they were able to score against Christopher Newport. They lost 2-1. You mentioned they were number 3 in the country in the pregame, and honestly, just getting a goal in against a top 5 opponent is pretty impressive. But again, not a good, I don't want to say not a good, but not really known for their offense here. They scored 1.4 goals per game last season, and they only have 7 goals so far in 8 games this year. So it has been a struggle for them to get it in the back of the net. Similar story to the Comets, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But those are your key players. Ava Bruns, number 38, is the forward on the bottom of your screen here. She had 4 goals last season. Their leading goal scorer from 2024, back with the team this year. And again, coming off a loss to Christopher Newport, but 3-2-2 on the season out of the NCAC. For the Comets, obviously Bella being back is kind of the big story here, but also starting to get some goal scorers from different areas. Now they've had, 7 different players score a goal.
Yeah, many are contributing on the score sheet.
So they're just kind of battle by numbers here. We're not really having that key, Avery Hart player that we've seen in years past. That volume scorer up front. It's definitely a collective effort. We've seen Coach mix with the lineup quite a bit to try to find that right combination. Elise will control the play at the back of the formation today. Let's just kind of go through everything here. You've got Elise in the middle, of course. Taylor Markham gets the start off to her left, and to her right is Maya Swearingen. Ryan Michael, normally part of that back line, not in the lineup today. Not sure if she's hurt or if she's going to come off the bench today. We'll have to see how that plays itself out. In the midfield, you have Kelly getting that start again. The freshman, it's been impressive, as well as the mainstays of Duke and Duff in that defensive midfield. As Kovacs is trying to drill play forward to Spurk, who's at the top of that kind of midfield formation, if you will. And then playing out wide on the right side, we mentioned Kovacs. Up front is Sprague, and out wide on the left side would leave Leonetti, who's playing up as a forward, interestingly enough. Normally a backline player for them, but she's kind of playing way up high on that left side. And we've seen Kovacs, who's been playing more of a defensive role last season, play up in that kind of wing position. So obviously he's trying to, Coach Ogden, that is, trying to drive play forward with those outside wings. So keep an eye out for that with Leonetti and Kovacs. Kelly pushes one towards the net, and a good time for us to talk about the senior goalkeeper, Natalie Ryan.
Natalie Ryan's currently, she's 3-2-2. She has 5 goals allowed, but has been very, very good in net for them. Like you said, they coming off a very tough loss to Christopher Newport, only letting in 2 goals.
.79 GAA on the season, and an 87% save percentage, so very good numbers. And she's played all but 18 minutes in net so far this season. Corner kick for the Comets. Leonetti late to enter the play here. It's a low line drive that was dug out by Capital originally. I don't know if that was by design there from Markham or not, but it's cleared on a bounce by OWU. So they'll get a second one now. 40 minutes, 41 seconds, and trickling down as this one's got a much better angle off the foot here into the air, but cleared away by OWU. Duke's going to let it go all the way back to Maya. Swearingen now sends it forward. Nice help there. Some players hitting the ground. Sprague has a chance getting into the box now. And this ball is going to be kicked out of bounds. Corner kick right off the flagpole. So good break for the Comets to get the corner. Good to see play develop there.
Yeah. It's going to be important, though, with these set pieces to try and get through that OU defense because they, like you said, they don't allow a lot of goals, and set pieces are probably one of the best chances to score.
Especially getting an early one here with their problems on the offensive side. This would be a big lift for Capital to play with a lead early. Markham will try it again. Sent to the center of the box. Off the left foot of Kovacs. Swept away by Dasick again. Kelly's trying to keep the rush alive. It's going to go over the head of Duke. To the back line. Swearingen hits off of a player. Lucky bounce for Capital. It bounced away from Jaslyn Brooker, who might have had a breakaway. Now Brooker trying to slide on top of the ball. Markham recovers it. Buckerfield gets back to her position. And everything can reset with Alford back there. And she'll send it down to the near sideline to Kovacs. Senior versus senior in net today with Alford.
Yeah, Alford currently has 7 goals allowed, and she's currently 3-2-1 on the year.
1.17 GAA, 81 save percentage. And again, she's been playing since her freshman year. So a mainstay for the Comets will be very difficult to replace, whether it's Sophia Walton or Lauren Hinshaw next in line next season. We'll have to decide that probably after an offseason of a look at both of them. But Alford's played every minute in net so far for the Comets. And honestly, some of her goals that she's allowed, really not on her. A lot of defensive breakdowns.
Yeah, she is very vital for this team. She kind of is the anchor that holds everything down in a way. And it's interesting to see Coach Ogden try and experiment with some of these lineups to try to get some of these players in the action, and it showed so far. Like you said, they got 7 players on the score sheet so far.
And not really that one key standout offensive player for us to look at. Can kind of come from anywhere, which is a strength and a weakness as well, depending on how you look at it. You can't really key on someone. Sometimes when you have that volume scorer, it is easier to put your attention on that person. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're the other team, I don't know who you look at this team and say, we need to stop her today. But at the same time, you don't have that go-to player as well. So there's kind of some give and take there. First kind of action we've seen on the left side of the field so far. OU trying to get through this defense. The strength of this team defensively, Jimmy, has been when play is kind of slow in front of them. I don't want to jinx anything right here, but normally it's the counter pushes that's been those quick change situations that have been the problem for Capital defensively. When they're able to just kind of sit in their formation, they're usually pretty strong. Set piece here. You mentioned the importance of these on both sides. Let's see who'll be taking it here. 17, so that's Tiffany Trin, a senior out of Dublin. 4-person wall in front of her. Alford close to the far side post. That's where a lot of the traffic is. And a nice shot to the far post. Alford's going to grab that out of the air and roll it down quick. Maya trying to push play the other way. Kelly almost ran into that pass, was able to jump out of the way. Kelly looking for someone to pass this one to, and Kovacs will do a nice job getting that to Ava in the middle of the field to reset things. Kelly did not start early in the season, but she's been kind of a mainstay in the starting lineup now. As a freshman, doing a nice job finding a role in this team. She's now started 5 of the 7 games as Bella sends it inside to Sprague, was falling over. Spurk then was off balance as she sent a shot on and cleared away out of bounds by Ava Coletis.
Spurk didn't quite get enough of the on that. She wished she could probably have that one back, but it looks like it's Capital's ball back here, so hopefully they get another chance to try and get one back at the net.
Here's Bella trying to find an avenue to cross, cleared away again, so they get a little bit of real estate and be a throw in for the Comets again, trying to decide who wants to take this one. Kind of windy out there. The field goal posts are really moving. We're not getting much of a gust up here, but those field goal posts are shaking pretty good. Cleared away. Kind of a muggy, humid kind of Midwestern night here, and the temperatures will drop as the night goes on.
It's interesting because the flag is not really waving.
Yeah,
so.
why is that thing moving so much?
I don't think anyone's hit it, but yeah, easy for me to say.
It's boogieing right now. Cap still throwing it in on the far sideline. Sign up for Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Rewards. The more you order, the tastier rewards you'll earn. Starting with a free sandwich after your first order, Freaky Fast Rewards are worth it. Visit jimmyjohns.com or in the app to start. Jimmy John's is a proud supporter of Capital Athletics. Kovacs, nice pass. That's going to get through. Leonetti runs it down, just saves it from going out of bounds. Pitches it back to Kovacs, who's normally down on the near side. She's all the way on the far side of the field. Takes a shot, and it's off the side of the netting.
That was a good look by Capital. That's really what they're trying to go for, is those quick shots by the net. Just unfortunate that didn't go to that side, but...
See Ryan play it shortly originally. Now tried to send it upfield. Kovacs again has been a menace early on. Kelly over to Duff. Give and go. Nicely done. Sprague assisting it back to Duff, and then she tried to pop that through to Spurk. Duff and Spurk, the two goal scorers from the game against Hanover. Not sure exactly what happened in the Hope game. They lost that one 2-0. That was on Friday. It's a game they won last year, did Capital, and they were dominated on the scoreboard, 22 shots to 3 in favor of Hope. So it was good to see them rebound with the win against Hanover. Maybe just a bad game on Friday.
Yeah, Hope really does have a fantastic sports program.
Played a couple of teams out of Hope's conference, played Albion as well. I think Trine might be in there as well. And now playing some more Ohio opponents, if you will, before moving into conference play. Of course, John Carroll moving out of the OAC into the NCAC, so they'll be OWU's problem now, not ours. There's a Ohio Wesleyan player down. Denison, yet another team out of that conference. A lot of red schools in the NCAC. Kind of like we have all the orange schools in the OAC.
Yeah. Purple as well. I mean,
a lot of purple.
Mount
Yeah.
Union and
True. I think they're going to leave the injured player out there. Looked like that was potentially Coletis.
now you got someone coming in.
Oh, yeah, here we do. We have Mia Bushi coming in, sophomore out of Avon Lake. Maybe. She's been shooed away now. What are we doing here?
Yeah, trainer's coming out. Mixed signals here, I guess.
It looks like she's fine, but might have to come out because play was stopped. Don't know if this is a concussion thing or what, potentially too. Paige Neal is actually the injured player, to correct that, not Coletis. She's now off the field on the far sideline and is waiting to come back on from the far sideline, which is atypical. And Bucci's now going back to the bench, so she's now back in play. That was very bizarre. And we resume play.
Yeah, gave everyone a chance to rest. Maybe. I don't know. I'd be happy if I was out there breathing and get a little bit of a breather before you get back to it.
Ryan now sending it to the near side. Both the goalkeepers playing it short on these. And this is where Capital's aggressiveness of positioning comes into play. They like to keep play down on this side of the field. Even if they're not really developing much of a scoring chance themselves, at least keep that pressure away from your goalkeeper is going to help Alfred as much as you can.
Yeah, you keep that pressure up. That also will wear down this defense and their keeper.
In terms of shots so far, it is 1-0 in favor of Cap there. 3 corner kicks. That's really it on the scoreboard. 1 foul for Ohio Wesleyan. That's it. Sprague trying to find it through to the box. Nice save, or nice block, I should say, by Trahan Matson to resume play the other way for OWU. Now Duff getting involved defensively. Good aggression. Pop back to the goalkeeper again. 13 minutes in. No score yet from Bernler. Ball sent on to midfield. Headered twice. Swearingen playing way up is able to contest that. Now Duke steps in front of the pass, and Swearingen's there to clean it up. Maya's definitely been playing up. If you were joining us for the first game, you probably heard Coach Ogden sound like a color commentator with how often we heard him say, Maya, play up, Maya, play up. and is just really working with that back line on keeping that aggression on this side of the field. And Swearingen's definitely made that adjustment. She's definitely playing with more depth in front of her. And you see the benefit right there. Cap is able to win the 50-50 ball at midfield. Keep the pressure off their goalkeeper. Buckerfield on this side of the 50 contesting that initial push. And the Battling Bishops haven't really been able to get anything going offensively yet. Here's Swearingen again. Pushing pressure all the way on this side of the field. And a weak kick to the far side of the field. It is going to work. And they'll just pitch that upfield to the Capital defense.
It seems like Owu's trying to set up a breakaway, but they just can't get anything going as of yet.
There's a great example there of Swearingen driving play upfield and what can happen when you do that. So that was right on cue. Spurk has some options. If she can win that battle, does. Duff, good ball up front to Leonetti. Bella walking it forward. Now turns on the Jets, and it's going to be another corner kick for Markham. And the Comets. On the men's side, just an update there. They did lose their game against Transylvania on Saturday. And they will be in action on this Saturday, 7 o'clock, a night game against Chatham. You guys have an afternoon game here, I assume, for football?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Baldwin Wallace.
Baldwin
Should be a
Wallace,
good game.
Conference opener. So got some action here at Burnler from both the football and the soccer team on Saturday if you want to come down to the area. Markham into the middle of the box, headered on, and Ryan goes up to make the save on Duff. Beautiful ball there from Markham. We'll try again on this side now after the save is made. Comets will also play Ohio Wesleyan on the men's side on Wednesday the 24th, and then their final non-conference game, another night game, Saturday night the 27th against number 6 Denison. So those will be some fun matchups. 3 home games in the span of 7 days on the men's soccer side. This one's a low one from Markham. Again, not sure if that's by design or not. It comes back out to Taylor. And now she's going to set up another cross. Oh, there was someone down there. That was Sprague trying to receive that pass. Kicked away by Haley Dasick again. And this is now the 5th corner kick already for the Comets. Make it 6, actually, in the first 16 minutes. So good aggression. And you really got to capitalize on these situations and finish this thing off. There's a cluster of players right at the penalty mark. They now break to each post. Ball goes towards the middle of that cluster. Comes out to Kelly, drives one through, but that is way wide.
Yeah, I don't think that quite got off her foot really well. But with Owu's style, may not be fun to watch, but it's effective because, you know, a lot of soccer, most people don't really like 0-0 ties, but it's strategic. It's a way to really wear down the opposing team and try to get a counterattack working.
Lily Van Omer checks in for Avery Curtin. And we'll see if Owu can get something going. Right now it's been a lot of just waiting for their opportunity, and here is one. A big ball sent forward there by Ava Bruns. Bruns moving to the inside, steering it away from Markham. Chopped into the box, finds a head of an Owu player, but that's going to go towards the corner. And out of bounds for a throw-in. Looks like that was Paige Neal who got a piece of that header. Thrown into Kelly, and Kelly mishandles it, kicks it out of bounds. If anything, this is a nice break for the Owu defense. As you mentioned, they were kind of on their heels there for a minute, but maybe wearing out the cap a little bit as well. Kovacs trying to drill that all the way through to Sprague. It's going to make it. Sprague has some speed, the freshman. Moving to her left here goes to Bella. Leonetti, 2 goals in 3 games this season. Her first game back after missing 3. Moving into the box, trying to center it. Spurks takes a shot that gets blocked by Trin. Played all the way back to Ryan. Good contest here from Swearingen again. And they'll send it back to Buckerfield. Good passing. Really good passing to get it to Duke. Casey scored here at Bernlor, the last home game we had against Hardin Simmons. That was kind of an interesting trip if you missed that last time. Hardin Simmons is a school out of Texas. They came here. They actually played both of these two teams. Came up on a Friday, played OWU on Saturday, played us on Sunday, and then went back home to Texas. They played a 100-degree game 2 days before playing OWU, and it was kind of a chillier weekend, so just kind of an interesting change for them. But the only common opponent between these teams so far, Cap drew 1-1. They were leading most of that game, but allowed a goal late to get that win away from them. And OWU and Mary Hardin Simmons played a 0-0 tie. So whatever you can glean from that matchup, both teams tied.
Yeah, that's a game they probably wanted back, but you got to look forward in these situations. And now we have another set piece.
This is the 7th corner kick already for the Comets. Markham, a line drive to the middle of the box. It caught Duff and now cleared out of bounds by Ohio Wesleyan. Gives us an opportunity to remind you Key Companies, a proud partner of Capital Athletics, has been providing quality printing services in the Central Ohio area since 1965. From banners and brochures to yard signs and postcards and much, much more. Big or small, Key can print it all. Visit keycompanies.com for a quote today, or stop by to meet a team of print specialists at either their German Village location, 195 East Livingston Avenue, or Westerville location, 1920 Schrock Road, for all of your printing needs. After a throw-in from the Comets, it's going OWU's way, and they will make a substitution as Jordan Adams checks in. Adams was a key goal scorer for Ohio Wesleyan last year as well.
Junior from Bloom Carroll.
She had 6 goals last year and only started 4 games. She played 15. So came off the bench, provided a spark for them last year, their leading point scorer. And once again, in that same role of coming off the bench. So between Bruns and Adams, it's 10 of their goals from last season returning at the top. 10 of 24 players, or 10 of 24 goals scored from those 2 players last season.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone on the bench that can give you a spark, especially when you need one in certain situations. Like right now, it seems like it seems to be a stalemate, so they're trying to produce something.
Even I'd say probably a slight advantage towards the Comets so far, but soccer can be a brutal game. You can play better than the other side for 35 minutes, and it only takes 1 goal on the other side, and all of a sudden you're down on the scoreboard. So while Cap's been the better side to this point, it's still waiting for something to accumulate on the scoreboard to really show it. Outside of 2 shots and 7 corner kicks, it's still 0-0. Ooh, dangerous tackle there. I think the Comet player is going to be fine. It's Bella again. Slow to get up, maybe trying to get that call, but not going to get the whistle. She looks like she's fine. So you see Buckerfield come up to the middle here. She is the target that you want to find here. 5'11", the center back. Moving towards the front of the goal. There she is. It's headed away from her. Down onto the carpet now. And kept alive by the Comets momentarily. Kovacs swinging it to Buckerfield, who's on the ground. And cleared away off of Spurk's shoulder. No handball. And it's going to go all the way back to Duke. Swearingen now. And Markham. Couple of real good chances there, but just nothing to show for it still.
Yeah, it seems like both teams have really played into their styles. Like, there's a chance here.
Kovacs gets the long ball and will likely try to set this up for either a corner or something to center it right now. There's a good pass through, and there's the corner that we mentioned. You can finish your point there, that kind of seeing the styles come through here for Cap.
Yeah, both these teams, it seems like they're both comfortable in how they are right now, so it's going to take a crazy play to try and undo this stalemate right now. But we've seen with these set pieces, they could change games, and we can see if this does here. What number is this one again?
This is now the 9th corner kick.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. We're 24 minutes into the game here. Markham's leg probably getting tired from yet another corner. Kelly, great hustle to go get that one. Markham now settling it down, moving it towards her right, but kicks it out of bounds. So I like the energy from Sarah Kelly, the freshman in the midfield. It's pretty easy to see why she's earned a starting job 3 games into her career. A lot of action there, and she saw her kind of keep that play alive by running that ball down. Cleared away. And Owu struggles. You can hear one of the players frustrated with themselves as they kick that away to the Comets. Bella trying the high side. Sends a shot on over the net. Peppering the nets. 3 shots now for the Comets. But holding strong is Owu. Hard for the goalie on this side for Liv, I would say, stay engaged in this game.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything for 20 minutes, it seems.
Yeah, that's where they can catch it by surprise, is when goalies don't really do much, and then when they have a counterattack. But with Liv being a senior, she probably has it down. That
Yeah. Owu's been just kind of struggling to keep possession. This is one of their better sequences here. Finally getting something to develop.
yeah, this is that counterattack we were talking about.
Capital playing on the scramble now. Camp looking for some help. Goes all the way back to Ryan. 30 yards, 40 yards out of net. Sends it up the far sideline. Finds a body. Into the midfield. Neal working the right side. See Leonetti playing all the way back now. They ask a lot of those wing players to come all the way back down defensively sometimes. Leonetti and Kovacs. And once again, we see the Comets at least keep pressure away from their net here with such great aggressive play in the middle third of the field. Once again, Owu doesn't do anything there to even raise the heart rate of Alford. Duke now walking it through the middle. Nice pass up high. Bella just looks so comfortable with it. Good pass here. Sprague in the box. Weaving through traffic. Just truck sticks over a defender.
Yeah, she had 2 people on her. That's hard to score on. Ava Colettis and who was that other one?
Beatrice Douglas Arnold
Yeah.
got ran over by Sprague.
Yeah, that was a good defensive effort, though.
Comets will bring on 2 subs. Hannah West, the sophomore out of Grove City, replacing Casey Duke. And Bella will get a breather as well. Replacing her is the freshman Brooklyn Herbert. Brooklyn got the start last time here at home. She's started 3 of the 5 games she's played in. Kind of speaks to, again, that constant rotation of players as Markham sends it through the box. No one home on the other side. And comes down to this sideline. Good control from Jordan Adams. And the Battling Bishops will settle things down. They haven't been able to find gaps on these kind of controlled clears. Good passing this time. That's going to be some space. Now a long ball, and here it is, a counterattack.
That's on cue.
Ava Bruns, shut off by Swearingen, but that's where we've seen Capital be susceptible. Those big, long balls down the field. Defense got back really good that time, and hopefully that's something they've been working on. If that was game 2 of the year against Trine, I think that's a goal. On the other side, we saw them score twice that way, so we're already seeing improvement here, and it's only game 8 of the season now, game 7 of the season now, so credit to Coach Ogden for making that adjustment with the back line, and they shut down a counter opportunity there. The comments, I mentioned the constant changeover in the starting lineup even and where the players are playing on the field. They've only had 5 players play every game. Buckerfield and Swearingen are 2 of them in the midfield. In the back line. In the midfield, Taylor Duff as the defensive midfielder. She's played every game and started every game. And then Sprague as well started every game up front. But outside of those 4, and Alfred, obviously, it's been a change. They got 1 player with 5 starts, 4 players with 4 starts, another 4 with 3 starts, and just trying to find that right combination, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Herbert and West have been a part of that. First subs off the bench tonight. Herbert's played 204 minutes this season, started 3 games. West has yet to start. She's played 3 games this year.
And this is the right time to do it, like you said, with OAC play coming up in a couple of weeks. And this is a conference that they can very well do very good in, because they are currently 3rd right now with a win percentage of 5.83.
Yeah, it's non-conference is always kind of a constant question of, what kind of teams are you playing against in that. Where's Wilmington at, just out of curiosity?
Wilmington is 4th right now. They're
Okay.
3-3-2 with 8 games played. I think
Maybe
it's most out of anybody.
I could be calling them out inappropriately, but I think they're usually one of the softer non-conference schedules in years past. Maybe that's changed, but that's just an example there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with John Carroll out of the conference, it kind of opens things up a little bit. Not that they won every year or anything like that, but they're definitely part of the top tier of teams, and the Comets are in that tier, and Ohio Northern and Otterbein also in that tier, and it's going to be a battle probably between those 3. Kind of tough to get a gauge on where everybody is currently as Kovac sends it through. Herbert tried to turn and go, followed up by Spurk, and a save is made by Ryan. The chances are coming.
Yeah, that was a good save, though, by Natalie Ryan.
It's the 5th shot, the first shot on goal. So it'll be the first save of the day, actually, for Ryan. We've said her name quite a bit. But, yeah, this is a nice little litmus test here through the NCAC. You mentioned Kenya and the next opponent. They haven't allowed a goal yet.
Yeah, at least from the stats, what the stats say on NCAC.com, so.
That fits in with their style. They play a lot of low-scoring games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 0-0 ties in the NCAC. I keep saying Denison, excuse me. Ohio Wesleyan had 3 of them last year. And again, in 6 of their 8 conference games, they scored no goals. The last 4 games of their season last year, they didn't score. So that's a brutal way to end the year.
Yeah, the OAC more of a scoring
I would say,
conference?
yeah, there's definitely a little bit more firepower offensively in the OAC. And maybe some of that is lack of defense, too. I don't want to take credit away from some of these NCAC schools. But maybe more defensive-minded there, where some of these OAC schools like to get out and run. I know that's Coach Ogden's thought process. He wants to go keep that pressure on constantly. This is a textbook example of what Coach Ogden wants to see. Play has been to our right. We barely look to our left. And while we haven't seen any goals scored, I don't know the last time we've had 11 corner kicks in one half.
Yeah.
Let alone a game.
I mean, OWU's doing a nice job of clearing it out, though. I mean, that's their style. That's what they want to do. And Capital, I mean, it's their 12th one now?
And this is number 11, and it goes all the way through the box harmlessly. Buckerfield trying to keep play alive.
That is off Buckerfield as well.
She'll be able to get back. Just trying to see if we have an archive of most corner kicks, but I'm not seeing it.
I wouldn't argue that. I mean,
I don't know how many is our record, but I would say we're probably approaching it already.
yeah, I mean that's a strange stat to keep, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's not in there. But
yeah, this season alone, we've had 23 corner kicks coming into today. So, take that for what it's worth. Just trying to see if we can find a season high view even, but I'm not finding one. But yeah, 23 on the season coming in and 11 already in this game. So it's very interesting anomaly that we have all these corner kicks. Here we go. The team high was 8 against Albion back on the game on September 3rd. So we've already had a season high there in corners. Send all the way back to Alford, who's going to go and get that one. They had 10 corner kicks against Muskingum last year, and that kind of makes sense. It's kind of a team that is towards the bottom of the conference that the Comets usually have a pretty easy time with. So play constantly on that side of the field, getting those corners. It's indicative that the Comets have something going right today, but until you score, it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. There's a chance, though.
Kelly pushing it along. Diving back to 2022 is the last time the Comets had 11 corner kicks in one game. And we still have 11 minutes left in the first half, so this is going to be one of the higher numbers we've ever seen for sure.
Yeah, but that's maybe a strategy that some higher-ups that know more about soccer would understand that why they do that. But, yeah, it's interesting to see because
Kelly trying to find Sprague on the backside. I think that's going to be a goal kick anyway. They play it quickly.
yeah, I guess the easiest thing to do when you get it is just to kick it out of bounds. So
Cleared away by Ryan again. Good strong leg. Goes over the head of Adams. And once again, the Comets win it. Did you know that when you buy Pepsi, you're buying local? From Pepsi to Mountain Dew and everything in between, G&J Pepsi brings you products that are so refreshing and Ohio bottled. It's G&J Pepsi, local products, global brands, a proud partner of Capital Athletics. Final 10 minutes of the half approaching. Comets will make 2 more substitutions. Kovacs trying to feed it through to Spurk. Did not make it there. Good contest in the midfield by Duff. Nice ball forward to Kovacs. Kovacs pushed off her line. Chopped down now by Herbert. Herbert, nice move to her right. Gets it on her strong foot. Sends it across the box. And it pinballs around. Save made. That was almost the chance. Sprague was right there in front of Ryan. Great job by Herbert to get that on the strong foot. And maybe the shin guards got roughed up a little there by Ryan. Yeah. But she makes the save, keeps the ball out of her net, and sends it away, hopefully for a while on her side.
yeah, that was the best chance of the night so far.
Absolutely. Sprague almost finding it. It'll come all the way back to Alford now. A third sub getting ready to come on. It looks like Katie Byers, Lizzie Elliott, and Kennedy Thompson for the Comets. This would be the home debut for Kennedy Thompson. Don't remember seeing her out there so far this season, as this ball continuing to be played back and forth. Finally settled down by Swearingen. And a quick pass from Kelly, chopped down by Bruns. Kovacs. Look at the footwork here from Kovacs and wins the ball for the Comets. Oh, they call a foul there? Or is that off? I don't feel like that was off on Kovacs. Maybe I'm wrong. Offside?
Yeah, they
offside.
might have caught.
Okay.
They caught it offside.
There we go. I didn't see the official down there in the corner from my point of view. Something didn't look right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Kennedy Thompson, she's played 47 minutes this season. She's a freshman out of Hilliard-Davidson. We saw her play for the first time against Hope and then Hanover, so she's kind of been working her way into some playing time. And again, this is Coach Ogden just trying to pull the right strings here. Oh, takedown in the box. Oof. Feel like we could have got that one. It's going to be a throw-in for the Comets.
That's an interesting no call there.
Yeah, I think there was enough. Kelly comes off, as does Kovacs and Spurk. For Byers, she's played in every game this season, started 4.
Yeah, with fresh legs now, it's a good chance for Capital to try and take advantage of this.
Byers, one of the 7 goal scorers for the Comets this season. And Lizzie Elliott also has played every game, obviously, the senior. She has a goal this season as well. So 2 goal scorers for the Comets coming in late. And we'll see what Kennedy Thompson has for us.
Another offsides call there.
Yeah. Again, this a sign of good things to come for the Comets, but got to finish the job and get one on the scoreboard. If they can get one here before the end of the half, I think that's going to make for a much different halftime conversation for both of these sides. I think OU was just trying to get to that break and hit the reset button. So they have found nothing offensively whatsoever.
There's another offsides there.
Yeah, tough break. Offsides 50 yards away from the net. But yeah, I mean, I would say Ohio Wesleyan has maybe accomplished what they wanted coming in. I think maybe a little bit too much pressure on their side. I think they'd want to turn the pressure off a little bit, but they're okay playing with a little bit of action on their end. They know that that's kind of what's going to happen here, but they've got to generate something on this side. We have barely looked to the left. Again, Alford, I don't know what she's doing to stay engaged in this game.
Yeah. And even with your Capital, I mean, your missed opportunities there. Like you said, 11 corner kicks in the first half, as there's a chance down here. That's cleared away. But, yeah, it's just a matter of when it's going to come. I mean, we've seen 11 so far.
This is such a brutal game sometimes where, you know, you say, oh, who scores here? We dominated this first half. You can easily say that, but
it's like
very easily could be 1-0 the other way.
It's like a 90-minute game of chess. You just really got to find the right time to strike, and so far it's been really just missed opportunities.
Comets play it quick here to Buckerfield. 5:28 to play in the first half. No score. Played forward. Here's Thompson. Showing some footwork here. Played up to Byers, actually. Byers, nice inside move. Lost it that time. Push down and keep the pressure on this end. Ryan looked like she was going to set up to bomb that, but instead settles it and now takes the shot downfield. Drop in midfield. Thornkamp sends it through nicely to Adams. Have to work it back on another drop. Upfield, Swearingen stops the initial one, but Bruns is going to have a run on the near side. Setting up for a cross, left-footed over the head of Adams. And the Comets now will recover and get back defensively. And now going to counter push of their own potentially. Elliott up the far sideline has an option. Goes that direction. This is Sprague. Herbert's out in front. Thompson occupying the box. Sprague sends it through. Elliott's going to have a good look. She trips. Now Byers sets up, takes the shot. Save made by Ryan. And that, I think, was out of bounds, but they didn't call it. It's going to be a throw-in, not a corner.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that one in the middle. That was a beautiful chance, but that was a great save as well.
Elliott shaking her head there. She tripped on the initial kind of shot there, and Ryan, that's a tough recovery there. Probably expecting a shot from Elliott, then had to size up Byers instead. Yeah, makes a great save.
Elliott definitely wants that one back, but hopefully, well, I guess there's another chance here.
Thompson back to Elliott. Elliott getting shoved pretty good here. Now she's shoving back, and she's going to get called for the foul, of course.
That's a nice physical play, though. That was Haley Dasick. Easy for me to say.
We've said her name quite a bit today already. She's playing a good defensive game for the Battling Bishops.
Very physical.
Ends that run. Two beautiful saves this half for Ryan. Both of them pretty high scoring chances. One was from right in front by Sprague, and then a great ball by Sprague across the box to Elliott first, and Byers eventually the one to send it on. And speaks a lot in the positioning there of Byers to be in the right spot if something went wrong with that initial pass. Would have liked to see her maybe lift that one a little bit to bury it. One that she probably wants back as well. Substitution for Ohio Wesleyan. I missed the number.
Alex Foster.
Thank you.
Junior from Tip City. She came in for Ava Bruns.
Tip City, also where Julie Sprague is from. So potentially high school teammates there, junior versus freshman.
Bethel and Tippecanoe.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't realize.
You're right. Good call.
Didn't realize there was a lot of high schools.
I didn't think so
there,
either.
Yeah.
In Tip City.
Good catch. Maybe rivals then.
Yeah.
Rival high schools out of Tip City, Ohio. 2 minutes to play.
Nice spin move here from Byers to open up, to get upfield now. Didn't put much on the kick, however. Comes back to the play, helped along by Swearingen. Nice move to get it back outside. That was Duff. And we'll see if the Comets try to push things here or just settle it down for the last 2 minutes. There's a turnover by West. Shot from OU. Wow, that came out of nowhere. A missile from Jordan Adams. And it goes high in the net. 6-goal scorer last year. We saw a glimpse of it there. It was a rocket off the left foot. And OU's on the board with their first shot of the half. This will be stolen in the midfield by OU. Controlled by the Battling Bishops again. 1:08 to play in the half. Vorenkamp goes all the way around, sends a pass in. Right back out to Vorenkamp. Working against West. Her left-footed shot. Alfred grabs it out of the air. We've got some offense all of a sudden.
Yeah, OU turned up the style a little bit. It's interesting to see so late into the half.
Yeah, maybe a little too late, but some glimpses of what they can bring to the table offensively in half number 2 potentially. Still not done with this half. We have 38 seconds left. Here's Adams again. Has a big leg. We've seen it already. Adams lining up on Buckerfield. Takes it into the corner. Slows it down. Working against Elise. Drop into the midfield. Nice spin move. No options yet. 23 seconds left. Trin spins inside and sends a cross harmlessly through the box and towards the Blackmore Library for the final 13 seconds here. And by the time Liv sets things up, I don't know if we'll even see a kick. So the Comets outshoot OU 7-2 in the half. Those 2 shots came in the last 2 minutes. And a nice segue into half number 2 potentially, Jimmy, with some signs of life from Ohio Wesleyan.
Chance to regroup for both teams.
Maybe they showed it too early. I think the Comets might have been feeling good about themselves, but that last 2 minutes shows that they've got something on their side and maybe just waiting to turn on the gas. So we'll see if the second half plays out a little differently. No score here at the break here at Bernlor. You're listening to the Capital Sports Network presented by Flow Sports. Welcome back to Burnmore Stadium. No score if you're just joining us, but we actually had some kind of scary moments there at the end of the half for both sides. 7 shots for Cap, 2 for OWU. 2 saves made by Natalie Ryan, 1 save made by Liv Alford, and we are getting set for half number 2 now. Looks like Cap has all their starters back in, which is something that has changed for the Comets. They sometimes will bring in new bodies and just keep them in there. But they finally rolled over that starting 11 back into the lineup here. The sun has set, and we're under the lights officially. And we're moving from right to left now, and hopefully we're going to find a goal on this end as we move down towards Main Street. No score. Jimmy Spock with me today from our men's football program here, and nice to have some help here as well. First game with 2 of us up here.
Yeah, it's nice to be out here.
And we need to find a goal for Jimmy here. Hasn't seen one yet.
Yeah.
Ball is sent across here. Towards the end of the half, we saw signs of life from OWU for the first time, and they're starting to kind of pick up right where they left off and get some activity down on this side of the field. Spurk. Oh, that's a nice kick. And we'll take down the opposition for Capital's 6th foul. OWU has had no fouls. So set piece here for Trin. Cap's got a small 2-person wall in front of Trin.
Let's see how effective that is.
Well, they were turning towards Alford, who was directing them, so just listening to their goalkeeper. He's going to hop in front of Alford. Is a little bit afraid of that. And it's still down on the carpet now. Now Alford from right in front makes the save. Oh, playing that hop is dangerous.
Yeah, she's lucky to get out of that one there. That was very close.
Too many things can go wrong on that hop, and it got away from her. Fortunately, Cap recovered. Sprague now in opposition on the counter. Gets the throw in for the Comets 2 minutes in. As we get later and later into the night, these moments intensify. And what could be the only goal of the game. We expected a low-scoring battle here. That's exactly what we've gotten to this point. Temperatures have dropped as well. Thrown in. Nice move by Markham. Looking for the cross opportunity. Kelly helps it through. Here's Sprague, who got held up, and was she in the box? Yes, going to be a penalty kick for the Comets.
That was a beautiful setup there.
So who takes this? This is a good question for the Comets. Don't have that clear penalty taker. This is the first attempt of the season for the Comets. Markham?
Yeah, Taylor Markham.
And Markham is the senior out of Hannah Lincoln High School. She takes the corner kicks, 11 of them today, so kind of makes sense. Oh, they're going to call it just outside the box. Never mind. Markham now pitches it in off the crossbar. The follow-up is in anyway. Beautiful ball from Markham off the crossbar. The goalkeeper, Ryan, is down and hurt as the Comets get the tip in and take a 1-0 lead. And Ryan's still down on the other side. What a beautiful ball there from Markham. They don't get the penalty kick, but they instead get a beautiful shot from Markham. Save was initially made by Natalie Ryan, bounces off the crossbar, and thankfully Ryan is up and moving around now.
She's limping a little stiffly, though.
Makes a great initial save on that shot by Taylor Markham. And then the goal was scored by Bella Leonetti. Who else in her first game back? Able to finish that thing off in front of the net. Her 3rd of the season. And the Comets strike first 4 minutes into the half, leading 1-0. What an interesting sequence of events. We thought they were lining up for a penalty kick there. They called it just outside the box. And you'll see that when it's usually borderline. The officials will say, well, no, it's not a penalty kick. I mean, from where Sprague was grabbed, it looked like she was in the box. You said it as well. And the Comets maybe didn't get the right break there on that call. but the ball doesn't lie, as they say.
Got a great break off the rebound, though.
And
Off
yeah,
the crossbar, I believe, as well.
a beautiful save made by Ryan, but it wasn't enough to keep the ball from going in as Leonetti fouls it up. Like her older sister, who was so deadly on the set pieces, usually on the initial kick, was her sister Sophia, but Leonetti and corner kicks and set pieces has been a good way to score goals for the Comets.
Yeah, with the amount of set pieces they had tonight, it was really a matter of time.
They finally get through, and now if you're OWU, again, they've been struggling to generate offense. Now you're chasing one. It's going to be even more of an uphill climb here just to get out with a tie. Comets also seem to be smelling blood in the water and keep going now. Foot on the gas, trying to find another opportunity. Not sure what happened on that kick from Duke. Well, look at Swearingen go and get that thing and at least keep play down on this end. Nice hustle there from Maya. So Bella, again, played 3 games this season. She leads the team with 2 goals coming in, and now she's got 3 goals in 4 games. Not a bad start to her season. She scored both of those goals against Allegheny, so this is her first time scoring since August 29th. Sophomore out of Westerville High School. I'm sorry, Westerville, Ohio, Olentangy High School.
She did miss 3 games, though, as well.
Yeah, so good to see her back, and
That might be the score they're looking for.
just having her back is such a huge lift. She's been so comfortable today. Spurk in the box. More contact. Kick back out to Leonetti again. Crossing to the far side and cleared away. Duke got a right foot on it. Running it down out of bounds. Be a throw in for the Comets. Even just Bella controlling the ball today. She's looked so comfortable in the first half. Didn't amount to anything. She's a big reason why there's been so many corner kicks, though. She scored 1 goal all of last season in 19 games played. Had 10 shots on goal. And today, already now with 3 goals on the season, on just 6 shots on goal this season. So a 50% scoring percentage for her already. And just a nice lift to this team for sure. I think her presence has been known today. Here's a chance now on the counter for Brooker. Crossing. It got through the initial cross, but Cap then clears it. Leonetti takes it to the sideline. Throws the brakes on. And finds the middle of the field wide open for Julie Sprague. Choppy steps as she gets moving right up the middle of the field. Good controlled dribbles. Winds up for the shot, fakes it, moves to the left. Left-footed shot, Julie Sprague! What an individual effort! Wow, she got some real estate to work with and went with the off foot to finish that in the back of the net. That was a little early. I said 72nd minute.
You said 72nd minute, but in the blink of an eye, it's 2-0 already.
Wow. So 2 goals, a flurry of them in the last few minutes. And that was one of the prettiest goals we'll see this season. Sprague took that about 30 yards all on her own. Looked like she was going to take a big right-footed shot. Got the defender a little off balance, moved to her left. Nice little chop with the left foot. And now a goalkeeper change as we've chased Natalie Ryan out. Peyton Beard in, the sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
I noticed a little bit earlier. It seemed like she was trying to come in, but then they told her to go stay back out.
Maybe this is related to the injury as well to Ryan. Just
And she did not look.
a little injured get after that
Yeah.
first goal. And, I mean, they've got bigger fish to fry this season than a non-conference game here tonight. So save up what's left in the tank there for Ryan for their conference play, which starts up soon. Wow, what a goal by Julie Sprague. That's her first goal as well since the opener. So both goal scores today. Hadn't scored since August. And I believe that's also Julie's first career goal here at Burnmore. I believe that first game was on the road against Allegheny. It was. So, yeah, Julie, her first game here, don't know how much people remember that, but it was against Trine, and she got injured in the 2nd minute of the game. And it was one of those moments again where we're got a goal scorer who scores her first career game, and it's like, oh, okay, we've got something up front here. And our first look at her here at home, and we'll finish that thought as that shot's off the side of the net. She goes down with an injury, and that's a story we've seen before with several players over the last few years for the Comets losing a goal scorer to injury. Austin a couple years ago, Taylor Berletic, I think her name was, a couple years before that. And fortunately, she was fine, apparently.
Yeah.
Just missed the entire game and then played the next game, and all those worries were kind of out the window. But, boy, we're seeing some talent out of her. That was all her, all individual effort on that last goal. Oh, takes a shot off the hand, and shockingly, a handball's not called there, considering she just went like that with her hand and kind of whipped it off. Ugh. Interesting. Spurk, though, gets it after the throw-in. The Comets seem to be playing with a new level of energy here this first 10 minutes. Leonetti trying to center it to Sprague again. Trin on a bouncing ball. Clears it back to the keeper, Beard. Did you know when you buy Pepsi, you're buying local? From Pepsi to Mountain Dew and everything in between. G&J Pepsi brings you products that are so refreshing and Ohio bottled. G&J Pepsi, local products, a global brand. Proud partner of Capital Athletics. Nice ball, just gently rolled through. Leonetti is going to run it down in the corner. Sets it up, looks for some help. Sprague comes toward her. And Sprague loses it in the box. Duke there to save it from going all the way to the back line. Duff now walking it up. Bella walking it in. Moves it to her left foot. Crosses. Chipped into the net again. I think that was Sprague again.
That almost looked like an own goal.
I caught the right foot of one of the Capital strikers there. I think it was Sprague again. We'll see who it's credited to. If it is Sprague, that's 2 for her tonight. And a beautiful ball from Leonetti to push that through. And it was, in fact, Julie Sprague.
Wow.
Chipping it into the top corner. I did not see a 3-goal spurt in 10 minutes coming, but whenever they were told at halftime, great adjustments by Coach Ogden and the crew. So Julie Sprague scores again. So Leonetti, the first game of the year, she had 2 goals and an assist. And today now she has a goal and an assist. And 2 goals now for Julie Sprague, her first career brace. She had a goal and an assist against Allegheny.
Jay Alexander coming in for the Bishops.
Yeah, they, boy, sucked the air out of this place on the right side for Ohio Wesleyan. They played with fire that first half, just kind of allowing a lot of opportunities to develop. Nothing on the scoreboard. They came out the final 2 minutes, started to generate something. They came out hot here in the first minute of the half, I'd say, as well. And then, wow, it just, like that, switched. And the Comets took control of this game. 3-0 lead now for the Comets. 2 goals from Julie Sprague, 1 from Bella Leonetti. Leonetti has an assist, and Taylor Markham has an assist, of course, after she hit the ball off of the goalkeeper Ryan on the first goal. Here's Markham again here, showing off some speed now. And actually, that's Leonetti showing off some speed on the near sideline. Has a long hair on the back of her jersey covering the number. Thrown in by Markham and out of bounds. All of a sudden, it's 11-3 on the shot column, and it looks like a dominant day for the Comets, but it's really just been a dominant 10 minutes.
They've really poured it on them, and OU trying to find a counterattack. They just haven't really seemed to find one yet.
Comets seem to,
I guess I spoke too soon.
well, they have a nice cushion of 3 goals at least to play with, and haven't played with a lead like this since the opener. They won the first game 4-1. Since then, Hanover on Sunday was the first time the Comets scored more than a goal in a game. So this is the second time scoring at least 3 this season. Their third time scoring 2. And not surprisingly, they're probably going to move to 3-0 when they score multiple goals in a game. So defense has been really good, but the offense has been the one that they wanted to find this outburst, and having Bella back has obviously been the difference. In the games that Bella has played, and I hate to put it all on her, but the team has scored 8 goals in 4 games that Bella has played. In the games that she hasn't played, the team scored just 2 goals in 3 games. So averaging 2 a game when she's in there, averaging less than 1 a game when she's not.
It gives also a chance for other players to step up as well. Like you said, Julie Sprague has 2 goals tonight.
Yep. We're stumping for OAC Player of the Year. It's so far it's Bella Leonetti, right? Comets, though, as a team here in the second half, they're playing with much more energy than we saw in the first half. It just seemed like they've hit another gear. Maybe just seeing that first one go in just kind of wakes you up. And now everybody's thinking they can get involved. 32 minutes to go.
It'll be interesting as well. We haven't really seen anyone come off the bench so far in the second half for Capital.
Well, this has been a good unit, and I think
Stick with what works, right?
building that continuity. I understand Coach Ogden trying to find that right combination and push the buttons, and we're seeing players like Thompson get her first runs of the year in the last few games. Some players that played more earlier in the season not really seeing minutes, and just kind of keeping that cycle of going. If you're out there, we expect you to produce. If you don't, next man up. And when you find a unit that works, keep it together.
Yeah.
Why bother messing with it? If it's not broke, don't fix it. And Ryan Michael out today, I would imagine. There's no way she's a healthy scratch of not getting any time in there. So, how does she cycle back in? She normally is out there in the spot of Taylor Markham. But Markham's played great tonight. Nice ball here by Markham. We'll set up another corner. Oh, they're going to say it's not a corner, I guess. Okay, now they will. Crowd reaction was pretty strong there.
It was a good setup, but I guess nobody was home.
Yeah, just
I thought she touched that last, though.
A little bit of a tip from the defender on that ball to kick it away from Leonetti, I think, is what they got there. Players
13.
coming short. Yeah, number 12
12.
on the corners. Cap wanted a handball, not going to get one. Markham throws it deep into the corner. Sprague has it. Slow it down there, Julie. And she does keep it in play. Now we're throwing for the Comets. She almost dribbled that out of bounds. Bounced in. And Kelly plays it back. That's actually Spurk who plays it back to Markham. Markham crosses, it gets blocked. Following it up is Duke. Oh, that ball was through. Didn't make it quite all the way through to Kovacs there. She was trying to tip it home. Now Markham setting up for a shot. Doesn't have the lane. Back to Spurk. Turnover. Trent has it. And she bombs it upfield. Buckerfield's going to win the foot race here, I think. And Elise plays it all the way back to Alford. Liv waits. Oh, dangerous kick. But it found its spot to Duke.
Yeah, that's the first action Liv Alford's seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean, how do you stay engaged in a game? It's 3-0 now, so I think you can relax a little bit. But it's always a tough task for your keeper when all the play is on the other side of the field and then you're called upon out of nowhere to be ready. I don't have that kind of mental focus, I'll be honest. But that's why I'm not an athlete. Stolen away here. Here's Sprague again. We saw what she can do with a full head of steam already tonight. Nice dribble to the inside. Sprague, another big dribble there, and too much on that last one. It's going to be made, not a save, but played by Beard. Rolls it forward. And back to the attack for Ohio Wesleyan, if you want to call it that today. Peyton Beard has played 18 minutes in net. This is her first goal allowed this season. 4 saves on the year. So she saw her save percentage now move to 80%, courtesy of Julie Sprague. They did actually credit that as a save. That last kick from Julie Sprague. And technically, I guess it is because it went off her foot towards the net, but I don't think she meant to shoot it. But a nice one for the save column for Peyton. Oh, nice shove from Bella that she got away with there. And now they call a late foul. So she didn't quite get away with it. Jordan Adams will check back in, as well as Haley Dasick. 2 of the better players for the Battling Bishops in this one. Meanwhile, Macy Sayers going to check in. She's a 5'7" sophomore out of New York. And part of that revolving door of options for the Comets is Sayer. We haven't seen her much this year, but she was involved last year.
Yeah, in a big way. I remember. I was actually broadcasting one of those games that she scored in.
This season she's played this will be her 5th of the 7 games that she's seen action in. She's only played 64 minutes. So a very limited role so far.
What a ball.
Well, more on that in a second. Is Kovacs into the box. Gets a nice bounce. Left-footed shot was blocked. Spurk following it up and shoots it wide.
That was a great setup, though.
Macy last season played in 16 of 20 games. She had 2 goals and an assist. Interestingly enough, 2 shots on goal and 2 goals last season. Had 5 total shots on the year. But again, has not really been involved too much for the Comets this year.
Leonetti just came off for a breather.
See where's Sayers' game log. So she played early in the year against Allegheny and Trine and Albion, and then we hadn't seen her until the Hanover game. So she kind of had a break in the action from the middle part of the season and has earned some playing time here in the second half. We'll see what she can do with it. These are big minutes for all the reserves that come in. Kovacs offsides. So it'll be not a turnover, but possession handed over. But when you look at some of the subs tonight, Weston Herbert played 18 minutes. Elliott, Thompson, and Byers played 7 minutes. It's not a lot of minutes to make a big impact. And you're usually in the starting 11 for Coach. He's going to give you your opportunity to stay out there. So for these subs that come in, it's kind of a tough spot. You got to make an impact quickly if you want to keep getting some playing time. And those benches always get tighter as we move towards conference play.
Goes back to your point earlier there about trying to find that right chemistry between everybody to see who's got it and who needs time to develop. But it seems like tonight everyone's doing a great job of just getting the balls and setting up opportunities to score. And you've seen it right now. It's 3-0.
Yeah, and I mean, of the 11 out there, again, with Ryan Michael not in there, she's missed the last 2 games and still out of there today. She's going to cycle back into this point. And Michael can play forward. She can play midfield. She's been playing defense. So while she's been a defender that's out and Markham's filled in nicely, maybe that bumps someone else off the field somewhere else that Michael fills in into the midfield instead, because Markham has been really good today. Maybe Markham plays up at a wing or something. Left-footed chop towards the front of the net. And off a bounce, Kovacs was in the area. I'm going to manifest that next. She's close to scoring. I mean, she even the last home game, she's been involved, and it feels like that first one's coming for her soon. She has an assist on the season only, but since moving her up front, I can see why Coach has done it. It hasn't shown up yet on the stat sheet, but she's close to finding one, I think, over the next few games, if not tonight. Good pressure here from Spurk. Sprague's been flying today. She looks great. Nice little pickup, the freshman from Tip City we mentioned already. Chance the other way. This is Adams, dangerous goal scorer. Takes the shot right at Elford. Not much on that one. She was definitely trying to loop that over Alford into the corner. Alford is only 5'4", so there is some height that you can lift it over her on, but I don't think she got the right piece of the ball there.
Yeah, Owu's been on their heels this entire second half, and it's just really been the first time they've really generated a scoring opportunity.
It's
in a while.
usually Adams that's at the end of it as well. Pass from Spurk over to Kovacs, walking it in. Kendra moving to the right foot. Oh, man, that was it.
Almost spoken into existence.
Almost. Save made by Beard.
That was a good save, though. You got to give her credit stepping in for an injury and coming in and doing that while your team's down 3-0. This might, hopefully, would probably give them a spark, but we'll see. They really haven't been able to create a lot of opportunities as of late, but they just give it away here again.
Comets now called for a foul, I guess, in the middle of that. Maybe a handball? I'm not sure exactly what that whistle is for. Kelly was the person who was given the whistle there. For Ohio Wesleyan, a frustrating night, I think, here. This has been just not a lot to build on. A team that scored against Christopher Newport, which is an accomplishment in its own right. I don't know the circumstances around it. Maybe they just got a penalty
Number 3
kick.
in the country.
Well, yeah, I mean, you score on them. That says something about your program. And it's not like it was a 5-1 game either. They were in that game. And I think this is kind of a disappointment tonight, getting out of hand on their side. Ari Pelletier, the senior, will check in from Chillicothe. And I believe that was Maggie McClone as well. Yep, the junior out of Youngstown, who've seen play up front. Sprague gets a nice applause as she's earned that. So Pelletier's going to play up front on this side. And up front on the other side is McClone. Spurk going to play kind of that center striker. Nice for the Comets to give Leonetti a break after her first game back. Made the impact that she did. Now let her sit down. And, we'll see how good this offense is when we play Kenyon next. That's going to be a real tough test for this team, as Kenyon's not a lot of goal this season. We've said a few times.
Yeah, 3 new subs in for Owu as well. I don't think I quite caught the numbers, though.
We'll get those pushed across in just a moment. I was on my other tab bringing up the Owls of Kenyon. We saw the men play Kenyon earlier this season. They are 6-0. They beat Baldwin Wallace 2-0 for kind of
That's not really a schedule that blows your socks off.
No,
but,
it doesn't much. They beat Teal 9-0. Goodness. So not only have they not a lot of goal, they've scored at least 2 in each game, but again, we don't know the strength of the schedule. They're playing Mountain Union right now, so maybe Mountain Union scored the first goal and we won't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I know B-Dub's currently winless on the women's side.
There you go.
5-2.
So Mountain Union and Kenyon are in action right now. Kenyon is out shooting Mountain Union 13-1, but it's 0-0. So they're 18 minutes away from yet another clean sheet for Ariel Kite, the goalkeeper for Kenyon. It's going to be a 2 o'clock game on Sunday here at Cap. You doing that game on Sunday?
I'll have to check. That'd be a fun one to do, though.
I am going to be at the Browns game, so I won't be there.
Oh.
I'm not a Browns fan. I know there's probably several listening, but I'll be rooting for the Packers in enemy territory,
I am unfortunately a Browns fan. And
wow.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of years.
For sure. I'm actually a little upset I'm missing that Kenyon game. Should be a good one here. But we'll see.
You expect a lot of offensive fireworks in that?
In the Capital?
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm actually surprised that we've seen the 3 tonight, to be honest. I thought this was going to be like a 1-0 game. And it looked like it was going to be in that first half. And I mean,
it just seems like after Natalie Ryan went down with an injury, it's just they just like capitalize.
See, this is going to be a real tough test, I think, these next 2, Denison and Kenyon.
Yeah, Denison's good. Out in Granville.
They
I'm
play
from that area. They're a very tough team. So.
next weekend. And the men play them too, so that's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. They're ranked number 6
Yeah,
in the
I
country
heard that.
on the men's side. So that'll be a nice little final test. I keep
Yeah.
using that word before conference play starts up.
I haven't really seen how many home games have the men played?
They have not played many. I think they've played 3 so far this season. We've had a lot of road games on both sides. The women have played. This is their 3rd home game, and again, this is game 7. Now again, they play it here at home on Sunday as well. And then the men we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they have 3 home games coming up. So they haven't played. They've only played 4 games this year, 3 of which have been on the road.
Yeah, it's
Well,
probably
they
nice.
also had that Bethany experience, which if you're not familiar with that, Bethany's out in West Virginia. They drove to West Virginia, but no officials were there. So the game got canceled because no referees showed up to the game. So that's kind of a tough blow there. It's a left-footed shot on Alford, save made. Adams has been looking good today. That's another good shot from Jordan Adams off the bench. She has 3 of the 5 shots, but nothing to show for it for OU. So that's got to be a frustrating game.
I
And
don't
that
know.
was after a week of a layoff. So they played Franciscan in Steubenville on September 3rd. This is the men's team we're talking about. They won that game 1-0 on the 3rd. A week off. They drive to Bethany, West Virginia. The game is canceled.
Yeah, I don't know how you can't find 3 people to. Ref
Just
a soccer
some
game.
sort of logistical failure
Yeah,
there.
that
I
is-
don't know who that's on.
That's
but
that is not a fun drive to make, especially not to
yeah,
play a
especially
game.
you want to play. And so they don't get to play. They play again then on Saturday, the 13th. They travel to Lexington, Kentucky, and lose 3-1 to Transylvania. And then they have another week off again before they play this Saturday against Chatham, 7 o'clock start here to plug the broadcast again. So we have 2 soccer games this weekend here at home. We have the game Wednesday and then the game Saturday as well. So those will both be fun. And then conference play starts up. The men actually play on October 1st, the Wednesday before conference play. The women don't play that day. But that's a road trip for the Comets to play Oberlin on the men's side. And then so the men at home, they get Baldwin Wallace, Marietta, Otterbein, and Muskingum at home this year. So it will be the opposite for the women. They get Heidelberg, Ohio Wesleyan, Heidelberg, Ohio Northern,
Yeah.
Wilmington, and Mount Union at home. Actually, really good draw of home teams for the women's side.
Yeah, that Mountain Union game is going to be a huge game for conference.
Last game of the year, too. It might decide the title. I think the biggest one for them is going to be the Otterbein matchup. That one's going to be on the road on October 25th for the women's team. So that is probably the game to watch. It's always the game to watch, right? But I think even more so for determining who's going to be in the driver's seat of the conference. The Ohio Northern game, Mount Union, and Otterbein will be the 3 big ones for the Comets to keep an eye out for.
It's interesting too because Otterbein's 2-3, and you mentioned that how important out of conference games are, but that record means nothing come in conference time. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where you stand on that, but some like to load up that schedule so it's difficult and you get tested. Sometimes that ends up being a disaster. You go 1-7 and it looks like you're horrible, but you're actually a pretty good
Yeah.
team. And there's something to be said about stacking up a few wins in your non-conference, but there's also something to be said about testing yourself and seeing what your team's made of before conference play. So I'm not really sure where that balance is. Coach Ogden obviously had this school of thought of pushing his team to play against tough opponents, as McGlone almost got on the last touch there. Got to Beard. I don't think that one's going to be credited as a shot. But we've seen this Capital team really test themselves in the non-conference schedule. It's paid off in years past. And
especially those Texas teams, they're pretty tough.
yeah, I mean, that's an interesting matchup to get a team from Texas to play up here. We played Christopher Newport as well recently. I think that was 2 or 3 years ago.
You think they'd ever take a trip down to Texas to play one of these teams?
I don't know if they have a home-and-home schedule or something with them. Maybe.
Because I think last year they played Southwestern down there.
Yes, that's right. And so we've seen them go kind of all over. It's been more of a regional non-conference to this point.
I think it was stumble on the ball there.
Of course, last year's OAC tournament was won by Ohio Northern over John Carroll. John Carroll ended Capital season, so there's some sort of vindication, I think, to that, to see them gone.
Yeah.
You can kind of think this is our conference to win potentially still. Otterbein lost to Ohio Northern 2-1. In the semifinal, John Carroll beat Capital 1-0 in the semis. Heidelberg was kind of in the picture as well. They lost by a goal to Otterbein.
Yeah.
It kind of came up as a surprise team last season in the picture. And Wilmington as well was in the playoff hunt themselves.
It'll be interesting to see who fills that fourth spot because John Carroll's really been it's really been a lock the last couple of years.
They went 7-1-1 last year in conference. Capital 4-2-3. It was kind of a mess in the middle. I don't know if everyone remembers it out there, but Capital finished with 15 points. Heidelberg had 13. Otterbein had 13. Wilmington had 12. Marietta had 10. So it was a very competitive race for that 3 through 7, and of course 7's the team that's left out of the playoffs with the 6 making it.
Yeah, every point counts.
So there was so many ties last season.
Yeah.
It really was the most, of recent memory, the most kind of parity we've seen in the conference. You subtract a 7-1-1 team out of the conference, and it makes it a very interesting look. Obviously, Ohio Northern's the team to beat. They're 8-1 last season, and they're going to be the team to beat. But in that tier with them, I would put Capital, and I think Otterbein's kind of on the rise there as well myself. Maybe I'm giving them a little bit too much credit. But 1 and 2 is definitely us and Ohio Northern. So, getting that game at home for the Comets is big. And traveling to your rival might be the game that trips us up. Yeah.
It's interesting as well because I'm looking at their schedule here. They're 1-2-2, but like you said about scheduling, it's all just
Depends who you got on the schedule there. It's kicked by Markham, and she immediately walked away after kicking that one, frustrated that it hit the side of the net there.
Well, to be fair, they did play 2 ranked opponents, so
there you go.
Definitely on a hard schedule. It was a 1-0 loss to Carnegie Mellon, ranked 16 out in Pennsylvania, and then a 6-0 loss to Case Western Reserve.
Yeah, Case is another school that we've played a lot in the non-conference.
Yeah.
I think we played Carnegie Mellon a few years ago as well. That was a home game.
Yeah, Case definitely is national championship contender.
Yeah, we usually see them. Haven't seen them on the schedule in a minute. Good pass right. Byers through to Lizzie Elliott. Nothing developed there. Thought Lizzie had a good shot at that one. But nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and Ohio Northern rounds out conference play with non-conference play with 25th ranked Calvin coming up on the 27th.
It's another team we've played in recent years as well. Kind of cycling through, I guess. A couple of subs they catch up on. Hannah West checked in for Casey Duke, and Lizzie Elliott checked in for Sarah Kelly. Katie Byers checking in for Ava Spurk over the last 10 minutes. And the Comets have 2 more subs checking in. It's going to be Abby Bergert, the senior, checking in. And number 5 as well, Kendall Miller. She's a freshman out of Beaver Creek, Ohio. See how Bergert played quite a bit last year, I believe. Kind of was thrown into some duty with all the injuries that stacked up throughout the year. Bergert hasn't played in a game this season. Neither has Kendall Miller. So both of them making their season debuts here for the final 10 minutes. Wouldn't be surprised to see a few more subs come on.
Yeah. Wouldn't say Coach Ogden's in cruise control, but he seems pretty comfortable with this lead.
I think part of this too, you want to get a clean sheet here for Liv and net. She's been awesome this year. Get her another shutout. It'd be 2 games in a row for her.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem like OU's really tried to get their counterattack to work. Well, I spoke into existence again, but seems like no one's back there.
Good recovery. Comets, I was looking at Bergert. She played 100 minutes last season, 8 games played, and has played, all of her years here at Capital. 5 games as a freshman, 8 as a junior, and 8 as a sophomore as well. Kendall Miller, the freshman, getting her first look at the collegiate level. 2-time district champ in high school for her. Interestingly, had the 2024 Assist of the Year award. So I'll have to ask her about that sometime. You don't see that. That's like a high school trophy for the best assist.
Yeah.
How do you even see how many assists are out there?
Yeah, Archbishop Alter is where she's from. They have a great soccer program, so it probably sounds like something they have there.
Got some production activity to send that to the judgment board, I guess.
Yeah.
Find that highlight somewhere,
Okay.
maybe. Here's Bergert. Good ball. Onside play here. That's Pelletier trying to run it down. And kick that off. Now, Ari Pelletier, a fun story with her. She's a senior. And as a freshman listed on the roster, her name is Ariel, so she went with L, or Ariel. I don't know how to say names with L's. I'm from Chicago. Give me a break. But Ariel Pelletier, so originally it was on the roster as L Pelletier, and then changed it to Ari Pelletier on me. And I called her sister because I saw a different name of Pelletier, and I'm like, oh, it must be her little sister. Same person, so it's my fun broadcasting mistake of my career here. Crossed in on the corner. What is this, 14, 15? No, it's 14 corner kicks today, which we'll have to check with Nick on that one, but it's got to be one of the higher totals in program history.
Yeah, it serves as a tune-up definitely for later in the season when those kicks actually very important to the game of soccer as well.
Haven't scored off one either, which with
I think
14 of them. I
They
mean,
had that one of
the one was the set piece from
the
outside the
rebound.
box.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right, yeah.
There's a shot way over the net there. Taken by, I believe, is that McGlone? That was Maggie.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Another goal, another person that's close to scoring one is Maggie, I think. Kendra Kovacs, book it. She's scoring
Yeah.
before
yeah.
conference play. I'll say. I mean, Kenyon and Dennis are going to be tough to score against. Maybe not, but look for her to be one of the higher goal scorers in OAC play for the Comets. I think Sprague and Leonetti are probably the two top, but Kovacs has had some opportunities right behind them.
It's interesting, though, as well, is that they have, you said that was Julie Sprague's first goal of the season?
Or second.
Or second? So they have, what, 8 players on the score sheet now?
Not sure. I think it's still still the 7 because Leonetti and Sprague both scored already coming in, but they now have 2 players with multiple goals this season.
We talk about adding Maddie McClone and
Kovacs and McGlone would each be two new goal
that's
scorers.
very productive for this team.
Oh, they've got
You know,
options.
if they don't have that one player that you were talking about, like, what was her name?
Like Avery Hart.
Avery
in recent
Hart,
years,
yeah.
Yes. OAC Player of the Year a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's always better to have at least a few people contribute compared to relying on one person as well, especially when they go down. You got no one really to turn to. It's nice to have that sort of backbone.
That was kind of so Avery was a senior in 2022 season. It would have been was her big year, and then graduated, and then took a gap year and actually came back as a graduate senior last season in 24. So in 2023, that was the year after she had her big year as a senior in 2022. And there was that problem that you mentioned, Jimmy. No one was there to step up because everybody's so used to having Avery, I'll just give it to her and let her do something with it.
Yeah.
So just trying to find that scoring that year was a little bit tough. Grace Estes took a step forward. She was great last season then, as was Avery Hart, who came back as a graduate senior. Definitely a little bit slower of a step than she had in 22, taking a gap year, not playing at all, but she was a big contributor to both the lacrosse program and the soccer program last season.
Yeah.
And now Grace is gone as well, so
Yeah,
it's
it'll be
just
interesting
that
to
next
see how
man
that-
up is constant swinging gates of players. I think having Leonetti be that settling force right now. She's just a sophomore. It's a lot to put on her shoulders, and Sprague's is freshman as well. But those two seem to kind of have everything under control for the Comets, and if everybody can just pitch in around them, there is something developing here.
Yeah.
This group is starting to mesh. And I think getting 3 goals tonight against a really good defensive team says a lot for this Comets program. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game. So trying to finish this shutouts off. And it's going to be an interesting weekend here. We've got, you guys are in action on the football side. And
Yeah.
2 soccer games as well. So a lot of action here at Burnmore. Who do you guys, you said Baldwin Wallace,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, it'd be great for everyone to come out and support that. A big win last week over Catholic.
you
11
set a
sacks.
sack record.
Yeah, 11 sacks. It's most across all divisions, D1, D2, FCS, FBS, in a single game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely something brewing out here at Bexley.
Big roster, too. Nick was telling me you guys have one of the bigger rosters the football team has had in years.
Yeah.
So-
I think 11 states represented as well.
Nice. So hopefully you guys keep the winning going. See
Yeah.
if we can get an OAC win under our belts here as well.
Yeah, 2-game win streak. Yeah, haven't heard that in a while.
Oh, yeah.
But it's nice now it's finally starting to come in. We feel really good about it. And we're excited, especially for these next couple of weeks.
So that's a 1 o'clock game here at Burnmore, and then 7 o'clock for the men's soccer game if you stick around. Women will be in action at 2 o'clock on Sunday. And hopefully a clean sweep of the Burnmore, protect the house. Pelletier fell down, but was still able to pop up and make a play on that. 2:20 to play. Final reminder as well, Key Company is a proud partner of Capital Athletics, providing quality printing services in the Central Ohio area since 1965. Comets trying to get a counter push going. Stop into any of their locations on either the German Village location, 195 East Livingston, or the Westerville location, 1920 Schrock Road, for all your printing needs. As well as ordering from Jimmy John's. Game's over. I'm getting hungry. Order to go from Jimmy John's. The sandwich of sandwiches delivery pickup can be placed at jimmyjohns.com or within the app. Jimmy John's a proud supporter of Capital Athletics.
Yeah, I guess Jimmy and Jimmy are getting Jimmy Jones after
A
this.
lot of Jimmy plugs here.
Yeah.
3-0 lead for the Comets, trying to close out a shutout. It would be 2 in a row for Liv after a rough go against Hope. Again, I don't know what happened in that game. The Comets normally play, I mean, not that Hope's bad or anything, but
Yeah,
the
Hope-
Comets usually play them pretty well. They beat them last year and
Yeah.
just got dominated on the shot total of 22-3.
It's kind of how this night's looked, though. Maybe this was just what they did to us a couple days ago.
Yeah, I think a 3-0 win. Again, this I don't know if I want to call it a rivalry, but series or matchup. It's been very low scoring. It's been very equal. 8-7-1 record for the Comets coming in the last 8 games against OWU. 4-3-1. They had a 4-0 win in there a couple years ago. Seemed like that was the anomaly, but maybe not. Maybe there is something developing here. The
Yeah.
Comets are starting to figure out something in this matchup. Maybe some of the NCAC schools can reach out to Coach Ogden about what code he's cracked
Yeah.
against this team. But
It's interesting as well is that OWU's challenge, like they did in the last part of the first half, they're in the same part of the field. Now, if they did it 20 minutes earlier,
yeah,
it could be a different game. But
late pushes. Maybe they need to play 70-minute halves to really get their kind of final
Yeah.
push going. There's one sent towards Alford, and she's able to get that away from Abby Unger, who came in late there for OWU. That's going to be it. What a great night here at Burnmore.
yeah,
Bella Leonetti starts the scoring off with a set-piece rebound. Julie Sprague with one of the goals of the year, I think, with the individual effort she put on. And a left-handed chip to score. And then Sprague finishes one off from Leonetti for the brace to finish things off for a 3-0 win for the Comets. Any final thoughts on this one, Jimmy?
yeah. No, it was a great game. You and me kind of said at the halftime, how's this game gonna go? Since it was 0-0, but when Natalie Ryan really was the difference after she went down. After that first goal, the goal was just piled on.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just protect the house, and Capital did a good job of that tonight.
3 goals scored in a span of 6.5 minutes for the Comets. They finished this one off with a 3-0 victory. Again, come out this weekend to Bernlohr. We've got football, we've got soccer, we've got everything you can ask for out here in Bexley. So come on down. Should be nice weather as well as we move through the month of September. We hope to see you here. And you've been listening to the Capital Sports Network, brought to you by Flow Sports. For all the stats and recap from this one, check out the website, athletics.capital.edu. Signing off, a 3-0 win for your Comets over Ohio Wesleyan here from Bernlohr Stadium.